All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great millstone that do rule well. Salutation to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. Right, this is your brother Makazar here in Trinidad. Just want to do a quick edification. I'm on the road right now, so I wouldn't be reading any precepts. Most I would do is quote. Alright, and just thinking, and I was just thinking about afflictions. Alright, and as Paul said, affliction at the first, it's not comely. It's not something that Acts 5 and I believe is in the 30s, late 30s, he said that Peter and the other apostles, they rejoiced that they were that they were afflicted and suffered shame for the Lord's sake. But when they got the whips, I'm sure they wasn't rejoicing, but they rejoiced after. The pain subsided. So when you go into afflictions, you know why you catching hell. You catching hell for Yahweh Shemel Shai's sake. But it don't always be favorable. And the reason I'm doing this lesson is that not to doubt when you going through afflictions. Don't doubt that the Lord dealing with you or anything like that when you going through it, when you catching hell, when you've been afflicted, because affliction don't have how to say an alarm. You're not gonna wake up one morning and then you're gonna hear a rooster come by your window and say, all right, affliction gonna come this evening or this morning or wherever the case is. Affliction just gonna come at at the whim of the Most High. All right, and sometimes, let's say, because right now on the road, so let's say you on your way to do the works, right? You're late and you're hustling to go and do the works, and some misfortune happen. You get a flat tire or an accident or something, and hindering you from going and do the Lord's work. You might start thinking like, probably Lord not dealing with you. That's why He's preventing you from going and do the works. Or let's say, like I'm doing a video right now, let's say I was to get a flat tire, or you were supposed to get a flat tire, while doing the Lord's work. Or let's say you pulled over in the middle of the night, the spirit hit you, and you know what, you just want to, before the spirit jump off, before you forget the precepts, you pull over. All right, to do that quick lesson. And while you in the midst of doing your lesson, somebody pull up by a car, you get robbed. Then you might say, shit, why didn't the Lord protect me? I was doing his work. And then you start doubting, say, well, did I did something wrong? Was the Lord with me? Is the Lord against me? Guess what? Affliction can happen at any time. All right? And the main reason, as the scripture says, acceptable men are chosen in the furnace of adversity. The main reason that we are afflicted is basically to have us uneasy. That is the main reason why we are afflicted. Because Yahweh Shemel Shai said in Micah 2:10, Malachi chapter 2:10, I believe. No, Micah 2:10. Micah 2:10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Now, if you working in the heat of the day, all right, working in the heat of the day, it's not lunchtime, it's not the lunch hour, so you're supposed to be working, but the sun's so hot that you just need 5 minutes, all right, and you see you have a shade and you go under the shade, and within some seconds the shade gone. All right, so you take away that little comfort that you was getting, then you back into the heat. Why? Because you have to go back to work. All right, the work had to finish. So when the work finished, then you go home. It's the same thing with this truth. All right, you might get a little comfort from time to time, but guess what? The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai don't want you to get comfortable here in Babylon. All right, He don't want you to get comfortable in Babylon. So the more affliction you get, the more you cry Abba Father and say, Lord, Baba Kosha, deliver me, deliver us. All right, that is why the scriptures say, He is unto the coming of the Lord. So that is the main reason why we've been afflicted. And why we've been afflicted to show our faithfulness to the Lord, but also so that we will be uneasy and not want to remain here. We want the Lord to haste the day to take us out, to take us away so that we can be with him. Alright? That is the reason of our tears, the reason we cry, the reason we fast, the reason we beg, the reason we on our knees, the reason we trouble in the spirit is because of we're not with the bridegroom, Yahweh Shai. Alright? So the Lord afflicts us to remind us that this is not our resting place and this is not where we need nor want to be. Alright? So when you catch an affliction, alright, when you catch an affliction, don't doubt that the Lord Yahweh Shai with dealing with you, because as Tobit said in Tobit chapter 13 and verse 6, and also in I believe it's Jonah chapter 3, I can't remember the verse, basically saying, you know, do good, for who can tell if he would have mercy on you? Alright? You don't know if the Lord gonna have mercy on you. None of us know. The apostles don't know. The elders don't know. Nobody knows. All we doing is hoping for that salvation. All we doing is hoping for that salvation. Alright? So just do good. Do good. Alright? Do good, and no harm shall touch you. That is the faithfulness of Yahweh Shai. Catching affliction don't necessarily mean that you did some iniquity. Alright? 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12, it says, and all they that live godly shall suffer persecutions. So you're gonna catch hell. Yes, part of being afflicted is part of us paying from our former sins. The Lord said he will not leave us altogether unpunished. Alright? But don't let Satan infiltrate your mind thinking that because you are afflicted, the Lord Yahweh shall not deal with you. You have to remember the scriptures. Alright? Part of doubting is because you're not reading the scriptures. The Lord said in Hebrews chapter 12, and I believe it's verse 6, it says, whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. Alright? So you gotta remember that. You catch in hell because the Lord Yahweh shall loves you. Alright? So when you catch in hell, when you're being troubled, as I said, you might be thinking that you're doing good, and then boom, like some misfortune happen. Alright? Guess what? It's all to test you. It's all to strengthen you. Alright? So don't doubt when you've been afflicted. Afflictions are there just to have you uneasy, so that you could haste to exit this kingdom and enter into the kingdom to come. Alright? You know, so with that, you know, it don't want to be too long. I just wanted to share those few words. Alright? A little encouragement. Alright? So I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and do rule well. Salutation to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. There's your beloved brother Marcus out in trend. I say shalom and stay strong. Shalom.